So we have been informed that the lobby is up, so we are going to be trying to join up in that lobby. But this is the grand finals here. Pretty excited about it. We have a rematch, FlipSid Tactics versus Swarm, so definitely a treat for everybody.
I am extremely excited. You know, again, I know this match like the back of my hand. I've only seen it a few dozen times now. But, you know, it's good stuff, so
Yeah,
I'll take it.
well, I'm going to go out on a limb here and predict that FlipSid Tactics takes this one. Just because, one, they beat Swarm already in this series, and two, they have to only win one series, whereas Swarm is going to have to win twice.
Yeah, and that is a nearly impossible task against FlipSid Tactics, to be completely honest.
Yeah. So we're going to go on board with Cooksier here from FlipSid Tactics to see if he can get his team an early lead, which Cooksier is pretty well known for being an incredible player. And anyone who's familiar with competitive Rocket League knows Cooksier. And on his stream, you know, he doesn't talk much, but he speaks with his actions, and it speaks loudly.
Yes, his actions speak far louder than any words possibly could. And I am hoping that my vocal situation is sorted here, at least a little bit for now.
Yeah, Skype being a little bit finicky there. There's some settings I know that you might be able to change, but sometimes Skype just doesn't work the way you want it to. So yeah, we apologize to everyone out there. We'll try to minimize that as much as possible. As much as I do enjoy robot sounds, we'll try to keep that to a minimum. Pashy with a long shot, putting Swarm up 1-0. You can see him right off the wall. A great shot from downtown. Even though the replay is skipped, we knew what happened after that. So Swarm up early on against FlipSid.
Yeah, that's a big early goal, really, to just kind of set the pace a bit here. So that's important for Swarm to start establishing a little bit. They got a long road ahead, you know. They have to win 2 tournaments, or 2 series against FlipSid, and they have yet to win 1.
Yep.
You know, that's the, like, I don't just mean here, I just mean period.
Are you serious? So Swarm has never beat FlipSid in a series?
I mean, I think they may have one win over them when they were down, when they were first starting to need subs and things like that. I don't remember who the sub was, though, or when exactly it may have happened. I do know that that's kind of been like the impossible task for Swarm, has been to get the big win over FlipSid and establish themselves as a clear #1 compared to Swarm, you know, compared to that #2 spot that they're perennially in. But yeah, that's been their big obstacle, and to try to do this 2 times in a row.
Yeah, that's asking quite a bit. It's a pretty tall order, but so far it's looking okay for them as they're up 1-0, and FlipSid not able to get much going here. Although Markey is putting the ball in a dangerous spot, but DeBoer flips it right out, and now Swarm is on the counterattack. But, you know, it seemed like that on the NA scene for a while, too. No one could beat Cosmic Aftershock for the longest time. And Stocky gets yet another goal.
Yeah, that is a big goal for Stocky there, helping extend this lead at the halfway point of the game. You know, that was necessary.
So Stocky coming up huge for his team there with a great aerial play, getting up and putting that ball on net. Swarm has to be pretty happy now. FlipSid not putting too much pressure, but as you stated before, and as we saw in the first series between these 2 teams, FlipSid kind of notorious for getting off to a little bit of a slow start, and that's really what we're seeing right now. So Swarm, although they must be happy about this first game, they certainly know they're not out of the woods yet in this first series, even if they pick up this game.
Yeah, far from it. You know, they really have in this whole first series just to stand a good chance in the next series, assuming that they can get that far.
Absolutely. Oh, an unbotched clear by Stocky ends up being a goal for FlipSid here. You can see Cooks here putting that ball in net. DeBoer and Stocky both missing it, thinking each other would save the day. and then Markey there to just clean up that mistake. And now it's only a 1-goal game, so FlipSide's still in this one. They could snag this one if they can get one more in net, potentially put this into overtime.
Yeah, they very well could come right back here in the late minutes of the game here. And the opportunity is starting to present itself.
So they're on the counterattack here. Markey trying to get the pass into the mid. Just lets it bounce. It's still dangerous. 2 players out of the net for Swarm Gaming here. Cookshire trying to put the pass into mid. Good block from Swarm there. But now ELMP looking to get a shot on net. He does, and that's going in. No! Oh, it does! So a phenomenal shot by ELMP. Putting that on net, and a great setup by Cookshire getting that tap. But ELMP putting that right where it needed to be. Pashy coming off the wall, almost getting that save. But no, ELMP scores it, and now we're tied up 2-2 with only a minute to go.
Yeah, final minute of play. If either team can score here, it'll probably be the deciding goal. And right now, speaking of which...
Ooh, so close.
Blinky Ball says no.
Cookshire almost putting that one in, just it hitting off the crossbar. So close to scoring. But FlipSide seeming to come alive in this later half of the game. Although this ball could be dangerous if no one's in net. If that was on net, that could have been a goal there. So Stocky coming very close to scoring that.
Yeah, that was very close. And now Swarm trying to get something together.
ELMP.
It's so close.
ELMP saving the day there. Even though he didn't get much momentum on that ball, he did do enough to get it out of harm's way. So ELMP doing a good job keeping his team in it. And Cookshire needing a good clear, and he does get it far enough out, but this ball still needs to get out of the zone. DeBoer puts it. Is it on net? No!
Oh.
Pashy almost there for the 1-2. And the ball is going to fall for overtime unless they can do something magical, and it does. So we've got overtime in this first game.
Good way to start things off between these two teams. Not like this series needs to go any longer than I'm sure it already will.
Well, Swarm is going to have to do something they haven't really done very much, if at all, and that's take out FlipSide tactics. And FlipSide coming alive late in this game is looking pretty solid. So Pashy and crew are going to have to do everything they can. And ELMP missing that ball. Markey not able to get back. Oh, he does!
Oh.
The ball's still not out of it. But wow, Swarm with an opportunity there, not able to capitalize. And now FlipSide on the counterattack. But wow, that was close. That could have been it for this game. But Swarm just not able to put it away.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they are...
And another
So
great
tight
shot
hand
from
from
Stocky. Wow, so Stocky, he said, I don't care that we didn't score that last one. I'll put this one in here with a beautiful little tap here. Right into the upper 90, an unsavable ball. And ELMP did his best, wasn't able to do so. And now Swarm, and a repeat of what we saw earlier, Swarm taking the first game of the series.
Yeah, and, you know, typical start. So, not completely unexpected for both these teams. It really all just comes down to own it for the whole series. If you can't own it for the whole series, then I don't think it's going to happen. You know, they have to take this all the way. If they can take one, then...
They've got the ability. They're just going to have to string together a few wins here. So, FlipSide definitely not wanting to extend this any longer than it has to be. So this is a very important game for FlipSide to you know, keep themselves from going down 2-0. But the ball right out in front of the net, that could have been very bad. We're going to go on board with ELMP to see what he can do for his team. Going to have to come up with a save here, and he does. But DeBoer puts it right back in, not able to get the ball out of a dangerous spot. You can see here this shot by Pashy, the save by ELMP, but the ball just right there, and DeBoer coming in and finishing it off. So good start for Swarm. FlipSide still playing a little bit sluggish.
Yep, still coming off a little bit slow here, but, you know, Swarm again riding a lot of momentum. They're coming off of a very nice showing in their series against Complain. And that's going to be hard to compete against, especially since FlipSide has had a bit of time to cool off a little bit. And despite their usual Game 1 performance, it's still going to be a difficult situation. And there, a big save. Wow. ELMP got right underneath that to put that ball out of harm's way, at least for now.
So FlipSid really needs to get something going here. ELMP having to put that ball back into the corner, but Pasha there to deny that. And now they're on a quick counterattack again. DeBoer almost in his spot to put that in to make it 2-0. Markey and both X3MW on the, or ELMP, my bad. Both of those players up on the wall. That's not something you want to see, as it takes both players out of the play as opposed to just one. But Markey coming in and almost getting that dribble in. So a lot of pressure coming out by FlipSid here, but they're just not able to do enough to get that goal.
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot from both teams right now. You know, they're both having a difficult time actually putting the ball really on net, in net. Everything's going a little bit wide, a little bit off, or chances are just being shut down. Which, to be fair, is to be expected out of FlipSid and Swarm. They are probably the biggest rivals in Rocket League that I can speak to, and they are so evenly matched, which is what makes it so exciting.
And not only that, but they both have made it to the grand finals in Rocket Royale Week 2. So pretty phenomenal show for us put on by both these teams so far. The last series going all the way to Game 5. Swarm taking the first one in this one and positioned right now to take the second. So FlipSid needs to respond here. Cooksier doing everything he can, puts a brilliant ball out in the mid, and ELMP finishes it off. What a great play by FlipSid Tactics here. Cooksier backing up onto the wall, punching that out into the mid, and ELMP being ready for it and putting it right into the net. So great play by FlipSid, a great response.
Yeah, great awareness there by ELMP to be in the right place. Knew how to pick that up and closed off with a huge goal here to tie things up at the midpoint.
So we've got 2.5 minutes left here, tied 1-1. FlipSid wanting to win this. ELMP putting a good shot on net, a little bit high, and I don't know if there's any players back right now. That was an open net, and Stocky wasn't able to put it away, so devastating, but they still get the goal. So fortunately for Swarm, they were able to get that one back, but Stocky wasn't able to put that on net. DeBoer, though, saving the day, hitting it off the post, landing, and then punching it in. So, you know, just doing what you have to do to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really lucky break there for Swarm, for DeBoer to be able to get in there and help close that shot off, because that was just pretty heartbreaking there for Stocky, who had a wide open shot on net and completely whiffed. But that lead is big in there. Wow.
DeBoer just floated that in. You could see, I believe that was Markey in the net there, trying to get the block here. And it looked like he and ELMP might have accidentally hit each other there, and that caused them not to be able to save that. So not the greatest play for FlipSid, and now they're down 2 goals with less than 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I mean, just a great showing here by Swarm. They're trying to come off with a lot of early goals just to set the pace. And like I said, this is what Swarm does. If they're going to win the game, they're going to win it during the game. They're going to win it in the middle of the game all throughout, and they're going to look like the winning team. It's very rare that they come through at the last minute and close out a series or something.
Yeah, it's been true in this game for sure. Really keeping the momentum going since the beginning. FlipSid never really having the lead in this game. So Swarm living up to that reputation here with only a little more than a minute left and looking very strong and poised to take game 2. So they, if they can, a very close play there, but if they can 3-0 FlipSid, that puts them in a